Hello there, Beard here.
Undercogs! Who haven't we seen yet that we thought we'd have in about position 2? Mr. Jamie Giblin. So, Nomad is our full of tricks, super janky winger player, which isn't really giving too much away. Perkins likes me, just not that guy.
Afternoon, handy viewers, such as you are. Say hello, Ben.
Hello.
Nice. Day 3 of new things. Time for the engineers to get some love and Mr. Giblin to make his way onto the Guild Ball pitch. Well, now.
Yeah.
Standard engineer speed and kick. Like, they feel fast. They're a guild that always looks fast to me, although I suspect engineer players may be screaming at their speakers right now. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a look. Harriet's a 6'9". Oh, she's nippy. 5'7" for Hoist. Locust is a 4'6". Ratchet is a 5'8". So about feels averagey. Salvo's a 6'8". Velocity's a 6'8". Colossus 6'8". Yeah, all right. So he's on the slow side, maybe. I'm just used to morticians. Defense 5, I think that's quite rare. Like Pinvice and Velocity. And the
I can't think of any others.
No,
there's a fair bit of 4-1 Strawman, but not many 5-0. Fuse, no, I don't think he is. He's got some
He's
weird.
a 4-1. Spade's a 4-1. Vet Velocity. Even Salvo's a 4-1. So 5-0 but 13 health. Because to me, like whenever I face engineers, they always seem to be 16 health, or at least just chewing through it. Like Colossus is 20 health, Hoist is 13 health in Reanimate, hence me saying 16, I guess. Locust is 15 health. There's always loads of health. Like Hoist is 13 health in Reanimate. I like the 5-0. He still feels resilient. Not like Mechanica Reanimate resilient, but still all the same. That engineer's playbook, which just seems to have momentous everything apart from damage consistently.
Yeah, there's still momentous 2-on-3, so it's all right.
Yeah, it looks engineery. There's a bunch of push dodges and oh look, another engineer model with momentous tackle on 1.
I quite like the momentous push dodge on 2.
That's very cool. I quite like that. And the momentous tackle push dodge on 5 is nice.
Yeah.
But a solid push dodge, a solid playbook, and then a 1-on-1 and a 3-on-5 non-momentously, which of course can be momentous with Rivet. Equally, that 1-inch melee zone can be improved. Spark is a weird character play.
Yeah. I wasn't aware engineers had a massive problem with armor.
No. And of course, any character play that they do have is copyable by Hoist, although I appreciate that they are not the flavour of the month, as they once were. So I don't know when you use it, because, like I said, they all seem to have low momentous tackles. Like ball retrieval never seems to be an issue in engineers, whether that's range knockdowns and tether balls and Fuse's ability to kick the ball at range, or just their ability to go wherever they want, and Pinvice chaining activations together and making them faster.
Yeah.
They don't really use their playbooks to do a lot of damage unless there's a massive scrum going. And I guess it's kind of like a weak point you can't trigger off the playbook. It's a nice thing to have. But
it's not a cheap thing to have. It's to influence.
It's not a cheap thing. I mean, with Ballista, it is a momentous character play at range. It is something that Hoist can copy if you feel like dropping a Masons or a blacksmith lineup where multiple models are only at 3-1 or 4-1 is cool. But it doesn't, like, Spark to me doesn't feel like something you're going to be getting a lot of use out every turn.
No.
Unpredictable movement, combined with that Def 5-0 stat and the fact that Rivet can give him a 2-inch melee, that suddenly feels a lot more survivable.
Yeah, he's going to be a pain in the neck to pin down.
If you want to kill the ball somewhere, he feels like, especially with Rivet, he feels like a phenomenal place to do it.
Yeah. Especially on the, you've got the tackle on the tackle on one on the counter attack and a push dodge to push you all. You've got a double disengage on too.
Yeah, he feels quite strongly survivable. I like that.
Mm.
Goal of the month from your girl Brisket.
Yep.
So a captain level ability making its way onto a squaddy card. So when this model makes a successful shot, if it scores a screamer, if any double is rolled. Now just to clarify, if you hit a shot and you roll 3 dice and you've got 1 4 and 2 1s, that fulfills the need of this trait.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be 2 4s or 2 5s or 2 6s. It's as long as you score the goal and any other dice form a double, you have fulfilled this and you get the additional momentum depending on... Now, at the moment, of course, we're playing under beta test rules, so that can be 3 momentum. Which, considering this lad can have himself a 4-8 kick because of his next ability, Roulette, allowing him in a kind of Season 3 alloy kind of a way to choose one of 3 very good buffs. Because he can happily be tax 7 with Rivet.
With Rivet.
Who, of course, you've got a very easy access to singled out with Colossus, so he's tack 9 if you want him to be. He just feels solid.
Yeah, he feels like a real appropriately for an engineer's a toolbox because there's so much he can do. I mean, even down to that legendary, wherever I may roam, choose a terrain piece within 4, be placed in base to base with it.
Yeah.
So you combine that with his long reach, easy tackle, and then teleport over there and a 4-8 kick.
Yeah, like he's. I mean, he's listed as a winger, but I think he's. I don't know if that's he could be a winger, an attacking midfielder, a striker. It's kind of really whatever you need him to be, which is quite cool. It is worth pointing out, Engineers players, such as you are, that if you read the OPD, the scenery rules do have restrictions. You can't just go and make yourself a shoebox-sized thing to sit in the middle of the pitch and go, oh yeah, this is fine, and then teleport halfway around the world.
I tried that with Edge, a monster forest, and got told what to do with it.
Bad man.
Well, I've got to cover for Connor somehow.
That's true. That is true. It just feels solid and just good and wholesome And I suppose this is something I should have mentioned yesterday with the Flea episode, but I think it's true of Nomad as well, does he plug any holes in the Engineers team?
I think he can plug whichever hole he wants to. I think he's a bit like Amber in that he can flex between punching people and playing with the ball, depending on what you need.
Yeah.
Excuse me. He's not kind of pigeonholed into being one or the other.
Yeah.
If you see him on the table as an opponent, you can't really predict what he's going to do.
I think it's a great ball killing piece.
Oh yeah. Equally, I think he can do an awful lot with it if he needs to as well. So yeah, like I say, he's a really good all rounder. I'm not sure Engineers have got they suffer a bit from farmers. They've not really got many all round models.
One of the, I think important thing to note with Roulette is it is purely during their activation.
Yeah.
Unlike Arsenal was it for Ally, which lasts till the end of the turn. It is wholly within his activation, which is a nice way of tempering it, I think.
Yeah, it stops the obvious kind of snapshot and toe messing with it excessively.
Yeah, it's very true. But yeah, like I hope Engineers like him. I hope to see him on the pitch. He looks fun. He looks good. I don't think he radically changes their play style. It's not like we've just suddenly given Engineers Hooper or something like that, which is completely out of their area. I think if people want to play him, he'll slot into their lineup very nicely. Certainly more perhaps than Harriet did, who doesn't appear to have made a great deal of inroads into the guild in the last year or so, which is a shame because she was very cool.
Yeah, I really like her. I've got to admit, engineers, they are tempting me. I'm kind of waiting to see what the resin models look like. Because I'm not a fan of the current metals. But
our only engineers player has just moved to Sweden. Hello, Jay. So that just kind of like lead that whole open. But yeah, not one that's tempting me in. Although I played a lot of Pinvice in season 3. But yeah, they just seem good. He's nice. Like, that's not true actually. Chris Jacobs is playing engineers and doing quite well with it. So yeah, that role is fulfilled in London. So the questions I should have asked yesterday, but did remember to ask with Kame is: what are you expecting out of Nomad when he's fully loaded with influence?
It depends which way you want to flex. I think if you wanted to load him up with a surprise goal run, you can definitely do it.
Yep.
You can buff him to a 6-9 move, or you can give him a 4-8 kick. He's got that teleport. He's got momentous push dodge on 2, momentous double dodge on 4. You know, he can cover some ground, or, you know, as you say, get him up to. He can go to tack 7, tack 9, attacking a singled out model, and that momentous 2 on 3 and the 3 on 5 suddenly get very reachable.
Yep.
And you can run 4 influence through him. So yeah, I think he's going to be quite capable at either, depending on where you want him.
Yeah. Although one thing I've just noticed, and I've just checked the wording of this, and I think it's something I might need a bit of clarity on. But if you read the wording of wherever I may roam, so choose a terrain piece within 4 inches. Now go and read the wording for Blast Earth on Ratchet, which ends with this AoE is rough terrain. Now, does that mean?
It's not a terrain piece, though, is it?
It's not a terrain piece, no. So I'm hoping. I know part of me is like, is this like Theron, an original Hern, where I can throw out a forest and then have someone teleport to it? So it's quite. We might need to find out the definition of the word terrain piece.
Yeah, the Hunters ones specifically are defined as terrain pieces.
Yeah.
He says checking that now he said it.
Lastly, what are we expecting from this young man if we put no influence on him?
I think just as you say, an awkward ball holder. He's tough to engage.
He's really good at that. But then this is a guild that's full of close control.
Yeah. But kind of close control models, you know where they're going to be. It's less so with this chap.
Yeah. I'm still really curious about that Ratchet thing. Well, I'm sure lawyers will have their hands full. And as ever, handy viewers, such as you are, I need a better outro.
Oh my God. Becky, look at his beard. It's just so beard.